Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Money Stop. Good evening, everybody. Um, it is a late Monday night here on the East Coast. We are bringing another episode of the Money Stop to you guys. It's been a little while since we've hopped on, but glad that we are able to get together and do another episode tonight. I'm once again joined by my co-host, Laner.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We are recapping two races as we close out the regular season here pretty shortly. We had some really good races, and we got some news to talk about. We got some guests to bring on. Um, we have some exciting prompts for our pump the gas hit the brakes segment. So overall, it's going to be a pretty good episode. Hope you guys stick around and watch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's jump right in. So let's talk about Nashville. Um, was about almost at the end of this week. It'll be about 2 weeks since Nashville, but um, I did not get to watch that race, unfortunately. But um, later, do you want to talk about how Nashville was from your perspective?
I thought Nashville was a lot of fun, personally. Seems like, from what I remember, Parker and Lego dominated at first, and then people started to figure out that the top worked really well, and then Parker and Lego kind of fell off, and then uh, Land, Craigus, myself, and Benji kind of ran up front most of the time after that. But I thought it was really fun. You could use the bottom early in the run, but then later in the run, you kind of had to migrate to the top. Um, and we had the whole final stage went green, if I remember right. I don't think we had a caution at all in the final stage.
I
So
don't think it did. Yeah, I
yeah,
know I watched a part of it on the stream, and it was more towards the end of the race, and I don't think I remember seeing a caution. No.
yeah. So the whole final stage went green. Um, yeah, it was a pretty interesting race. I thought the racing was fun though.
And how would you say? So obviously, we saw the winner of the race was Lego, picking up his third win of the season, and tying for the most of anybody so far this season. What do you make of his win? And he's been very consistent as of late. Maybe more of a championship threat in the last few weeks. Would you say?
I mean, yeah, if Lego keeps this up in the chase, he probably will win the championship. But I don't really, I don't know exactly how he won. It got really spread out. I wasn't even up there to see what happened. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Lego necessarily had the fastest car at Nashville, but I mean, he took advantage of the circumstances and won, and it's what you got to do sometimes. I think, I think I don't really know who had the fastest car. I think Landon and Craigus were pretty fast, and I think I was pretty fast, and I think Benji was pretty fast. Um, I think Lego and like I said, Lego and Parker were really fast on the bottom, but I think whenever the top started becoming more dominant, their pace kind of fell off quite a bit. Um, so, but he still won. So congratulations to Lego.
Sorry, guys, I'm eating a burger. It's a very good burger. Um, so I'm just chewing in between when Laner's talking. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for Lego. In a season where it didn't start out so hot. He was coming off the preseason, and we had talked about just some of the concerns that we had about what we might see from that team and their performance. To come out with 3 wins, in what 11 races, or we're approaching the 12th race now of the season. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And the fact that he is tied now for the most wins with Land of the season is pretty impressive. Um, you know, He only needs one more to kind of take the win lead for drivers that have the most wins in this season. So it's pretty cool. I'm very very stoked for him, and I hope he keeps it going. I mean, he had a pretty decent showing, I guess, at DC. He was fast, and then it kind of fell apart at the end. But I mean, the team speed is there. The consistency is there. The consistency is there. So
Yeah, DC is kind of a hard one to wrap my finger around because I don't really know. Like, I don't know. It was just all over the place. Like, I don't know who necessarily had the fastest car. Um, Lego had one of the. I mean, I think he won both of the first stages, if I remember right. So I would say Lego probably had the best car at DC. Um, but we had a lot of different people leading. I mean, Land was leading at times. I think Craigus was leading at times. Obviously, Benji won. He was up there at times. I think me and Parker were the two that I don't know. Maybe even Parker even led at some point. I have no idea, but it seemed like it was kind of all over the place. So it's hard to pick like one person that just stood out at DC. But I mean, if I did have to pick one, I would probably pick Lego because I
yeah.
think he won the first two stages. I don't know though. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember.
I mean, somebody can always fact check us. We have live fact checkers in the chat every week, so somebody will always
Oh,
fact check us.
Parker said he won
Um,
a stage at DC.
okay,
Okay,
so
so
maybe Lego didn't sweep that.
okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Lego won one of them. I don't know. I know Lego had a really good car at DC. He was really fast, so
Yeah.
I do know that.
Um, I'm very curious to see how these next few weeks are going to play out um, with some of these contenders for the championship, and how much more intense it's going to get. Um, Obviously, like you said, DC wasn't really a good kind of, I guess, indicator. But like Nashville, like most of the field was pretty competitive, besides a select few. So I'm very interested to see how they'll perform.
Yeah, DC is not really a good test. By the way, I guess Lego did the lap sled for DC. Someone just um, put that in the chat. But Craigus led 25 laps, Lego led 12 laps, and then Benji and Parker both led 4 laps. So seems like Craigus actually had the best car. And I'm not sure if we're going into DC right now, but um, one thing I did want to mention is that this is yet another race that the 11 team just kind of made a questionable call at the end. I honestly think if the 11 team was living up to their potential, they would have like 6 wins right now
Yeah.
because I believe he was leading late in the race. Everybody else in the field came in and pitted because we knew we wouldn't make it on fuel, and he stayed out, and then he runs out a few corners short. It also kind of takes me back to Phoenix when he made a questionable call, and then also what was it, Richmond? So it's like that's 3 races off the top of my head that he probably should have won, but he didn't win.
Yeah.
So Craigus should be like the points leader by and far right now,
Yeah.
but
I fully
you
agree.
know they just keep making mistakes, and it's like I don't know, like can we trust them to have 6 consecutive good races in the chase? I can't. I don't. Like if I'm being honest, I just don't. Like
Yeah.
you got to be mistake free in the chase, and gosh, like Craigus was dominating earlier this season, and we talked about it on the podcast so many times that that is the team to beat. Like they are the fastest, and I would still say that overall, Craigus is probably the fastest and best team right now. But when you're making that many mistakes, like you're not going to win a championship.
Yeah. And something that concerns me is that as we wind down the regular season, these kind of not crazy calls, but like when you're taking these risks, you're gonna have either a reward from it or you're gonna have more loss from it. So to me, I, you're down to the regular season finale. I don't see why you should be making these risky calls. Excuse me. I don't see why you should be making these risky calls and calls that may leave you in a worse position. Um, like I feel like the call to come in and at least take gas for DC was a no brainer, just because if he had taken maybe a splash, he would have made it to the finish line. He would have made it. He was not that far from the finish line. So if he came down, I feel like he would have been okay. Um, but to come down early and then stay out the rest of the race, I feel like it's kind of a reckless call. Um, you know, this late in the regular season, when it's almost over and the points matter the most, I don't know how you make a call like that. Um, and it was an opportunity right off the bat for Land to get another win, or like Benji, if something went wrong, if he hit the wall, Land easily could have won that race. So everything played out for Benji to win the race, but it could have been very different, in a matter of a couple corners. And like, I will just say this: I don't know why Craigus was sitting in the middle of the racetrack either, because the other two did not expect to for him to be there. Um, if he was running out of gas, I feel like he should have just pulled over to the side of the racetrack. Um, I was a little disappointed seeing that, just because you're becoming a target, or not a target, but like you're setting yourself up to be hit and to kind of mess up the finish of the race. So I wish that he had thought a little better about that, because he knew he was running out of gas before he stopped there. It's not like he just stopped the car right there and parked it. Like, he slowly started running out of gas, and he can see the ticker the entire time he's driving. So, you know, it's all intentional. In my opinion, it's all intentional. Um, I wish he had played it a little differently, though, with staying out of the way of the finish. If you're out of the finish, you should just move off to the side. Shouldn't even be in the way. Shouldn't even be a conversation of because he played a role into that finish, um, of Land and Benji and them finishing the race. He played a factor into that finish, regardless of him running out of gas or not. So, just to me, he should have stayed out of the way. Was very disappointed that he was in the way.
Yeah, I will say, I guess my view on that's a little bit different because um, I do understand your point about him getting out of the way when he knew he was going to run out of fuel, but with DC being a street course, there's like no pull off areas, so like there really wasn't anywhere for him to go. And then whenever he finally did run out of fuel in the spot of the track that he ran out in, he wasn't the closest thing he could have got to was pit road. But by the time he even got to pit road, he was already out. So there was, I don't know. I don't really think he could have done anything different personally. Like, I think he just ran out at a really bad track at a street course where there's no pull off areas or anything like that. So, but now that I think about it, I don't know that he would have won even if he did pit because I think Benji stayed out. Like, I think Benji just saved enough fuel and stayed out. So I think Benji would have won either way. Um,
Mm,
but if he would have pitted, he would have at least given himself a shot because Land also pitted, I believe, and he was right there with Benji. So
yeah,
I guess we'll never know. We'll never know how it would have played out, but he would have at least got second, worst case.
yeah. I mean, and I was watching like maybe the last 15, 20 laps of the race. It was very boring up until the final lap. Like, I have to say, it was very boring. But
Yeah, it was.
But that final lap proved that, like, you don't stop watching until the race is over. Like, truly. Because as boring as it was, the race is not over till it's over. Um and I think that, like, the finish just proved that, because um Aiden was talking about like those last few laps and leading up to the finish, like, well, are they going to make it? Are they going to run out of gas? Are they going to make it? Um, and like, I mean, it all looked like peaches, cream, and applesauce, like coming to the finish. Like nothing was going on until the last lap, and freaking calamity everywhere. So, I mean, uh, for me, it was boring as a spectator until the last lap. The last lap was very exciting. So,
Yeah, Aiden, like his last lap call, he was like, "What a race!" So I was like, it should have been like, "What a finish," because
yeah,
that race
yeah.
was it was not
I
a
was
very
listening. I
exciting
was like,
race. But
well, not the
I mean,
race. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, I think for it being a street race, like I thought it was fun. I mean, it was
yeah.
cool, like racing around the monuments and everything like that. I thought it was a fun track. So I mean, you're not expecting a street race to be, the best in the world. So I think for what it was, it was okay.
You guys should have waited for a rendering of the IndyCar track and tried to race there. I think that would have been
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I don't really like the track layout for the IndyCar one. It's like there's like a lot of long straight stretches, and I guess there kind of is in ours too, but we have more like turns and stuff. So
Give more, I think, uniqueness with the track.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, hey, it's your guys' approach. You know, they have their own, and it's probably gonna suck either way in real life. But
Oh,
you're gonna hit a
definitely.
freaking pothole and go flying. But
Yeah, they're gonna go flying into the Capitol building.
yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, they would never go there again. Maybe never
No.
even touch the District of Columbia. Um, anywho, let me see. Sorry, still eating my burger, by the way. Um, overall, though, I feel like from watching those two races, I mean, not too bad. Obviously, I feel like a couple things could have gone better, maybe, but I mean, in all honesty, that's how these races play out. You know, they're very unpredictable. Um, and I think like the last lap of the DC race kind of proved to be um, what you expect out of these cars. Um, unpredictability. Um, this season, I feel like more than anything, just because everybody's still learning the cars, because we're still going to all of these new tracks. Um, but I feel like overall, you know, these cars are presenting great racing, great races, and great finishes. So, I mean, I'm really really impressed. Laner and Icy, you guys have done a great job with coming up with the car and um, developing the developing the tracks, but getting the most recent and kind of updated versions of the tracks, so that way it more so meshes with these cars. But I mean, you guys have just done a great job. So
Yeah, it's crazy to think we've been around 6 years now.
yeah,
Well, in July, but um, yeah, and I kind of also wanted to talk about just what that win means for Benji. I mean, for being his first career win, especially with how much he struggled like early in the season, which I know a lot of those struggles weren't necessarily his fault. It was kind of on me and Icy with the controller stuff, but I mean that's just a huge turnaround for him, and that gives him a lot of momentum heading into the chase. And he's running as well as anybody right now. Like I don't see a reason he can't be in the conversation to go win a championship right now.
yeah. I was gonna hold off a little later um, until that conversation, but I mean, um, I think he has had a great season so far. It didn't start out that way though. You know, we didn't know if he would be racing, to be quite honest, um, just because of all the complications um, with him. But I mean, he's done a great job all season long. So
Yeah, we can wait to dive deeper into that later on, but I just wanted to mention that's a huge win for him. So,
yeah,
despite all the other circumstances, I mean, he's still and obviously it wasn't a fluke because he won the D2 race at DC as well. So um, he proved that. I mean, he swept the weekend. He won both races. So
Yeah,
really good job by Benji all weekend at DC.
yeah, for sure. Um, let's see. All right. Well, let's get into some news now. Just some stuff going on in the news. Um, so this week, or I should say this past week, since it's now Monday, Land announced he'll be rejoining GFM next season. Um, Not really surprised, I would say. I mean, I'm glad he's going back to the organization that he built up from the ground. Um, can't really say I'm surprised though. Just one of those things where I'm like, maybe down the line, like maybe down the line he could go back, and it happened. So it's not something that I'm entirely surprised about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know like how much longer he plans to race, but
Yeah,
um, it may like I always knew that he would want to retire at GFM and want to retire in the 20 car.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, like I don't know, maybe he has two, three, four more seasons, but I mean, regardless, like he's most likely getting towards the end. I feel like we've said this many times though. Who knows when Lance going to retire? He's probably going to be racing when he's 50, and he's going to have 28 championships. But um, yeah, so I'm not surprised. I think it makes sense. And it feels right for Land to be in the 20 car. Like that's just kind of what we associate him with. So
it's his brand. I think it suits him very well. Being in the 20 car and having the shimmery look on it. It suits him very well, I think.
yeah, hopefully there are no issues over at GFM this time around.
Who knows? That's the real question. Who knows? Because given what has already taken place this season, I can't even speak to what might happen next season. So who
Yeah,
knows? Yeah.
wait and see. To be TBD.
Yep. We'll be touching on it next season, maybe. And we'll have an episode dedicated to them. Um, Also in the news, we've had some new people joining as of recently, and I think part of this goes hand in hand with just more of a media presence that the league has had in the past several weeks. Um, there's been a lot of new people joining the server, trying to get involved with what the league has to offer, and I think that is great. Um, it's very exciting. New blood, hopefully coming in. New blood wanting to get involved with what this league has to offer, and I think that's great. And it's kind of what this league needs too. So I hope that they stick around and they'll get involved in some of the maybe D2 races and move up to D1 in the future.
Yeah, it seems like we've had a lot of new people joining, but not a lot of them are racing.
Yeah,
Like we've had probably like 20 or so people join over the past week or so, but literally like only one or two of them have showed up in D2 to race. So I guess it's kind of just a trial and error thing.
yeah,
Um, it takes a while to get people that are actually going to show up and race. So, but the fact that people are joining, I mean, that's more than what's ever happened before. So
yeah.
it's definitely a step in the right direction.
But also another thing is too is some people might just not feel like they want to join in the midst of a season. They might wait
Right.
until the start of a new season when you have signups open up and people start looking for people to join teams, and that's when like the real work kind of starts for that. Um, because it's a little awkward like joining mid-season because there's already storylines and there's things going on, and it doesn't make sense. So I would totally understand people wanting to join at the start of a new season.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you want to talk about anything else? Anything else in the news that I missed?
Um, Not really that I can think of. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just watching silly season. I don't think that there's any like really major updates, but all right, we can move on. Um, so as Laner mentioned earlier, we have a couple special guests with us tonight. Um, and we are very excited to have them on. It is the first time that we are having two guests on at one time, I believe. Um, and we're very excited to welcome them. The first one is the most recent winner from this past week in Washington, D.C. at the street course. And that is the driver of the number 13, Benji. And we are also welcomed by SSR driver Parker.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
to the show, guys.
Yeah,
Welcome in.
thanks for having us on tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold on, I'm going to adjust the camera. It looks a little wonky on my end with the stream. There we go. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing okay, managing. Trying to get over a cold right now.
Oh,
That's not
But
good.
yeah, trying to get over a cold, enjoying a burger with a nice cold Pepsi. But
Well, that's
Is the burger not done yet?
I have about two bites, 3 bites left. So.
That's a big burger. You've been eating that
Yeah.
burger the whole episode.
Listen, I took like
You
one
got the
bite of it.
triple deluxe burger.
Oh, we lost Parker. I took like one bite of this burger though. So, and then I put it in the box. I didn't finish it at the restaurant, so I took it home, and now I'm devouring it. So it's actually pretty good. Reheated, it's actually pretty good. Anywho, all right. Now that Parker's back, we can actually start now. I don't know why I have the points up. Let me put those away for a sec. Laner, did you want to start with questions, or maybe I can? I don't know.
Um, Gosh, we have two people. It's a lot of pressure. Um, I guess I'll just start with Benji, because he is our most recent winner. Um, Benji, I just wanted to ask, like, how did winning, or how does winning like all these races recently in D2 and Cup, um, give you confidence going into the chase? Like, do you expect to like actually be able to compete for a championship?
I mean, yeah, it definitely builds confidence, builds some momentum. I mean, as you guys said earlier, I didn't have a very good start to the season, but now we've been running up front and getting some wins across both series. So, I mean, yeah, I think I have the speed to go compete for a championship. I just don't know about my spot in points, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Anything else you want to ask him later, or I can ask one?
You can ask one. I'm trying to think.
All right. Um, I will ask another question to Benji before I move to Parker. Um, so you just came off your first win, obviously in DC this past weekend. Describe, kind of what was going through your head on that last lap. Obviously being so far behind, because it's a big track. Obviously a couple seconds behind is a lot of time to make up on the last lap. So just describe like being that far behind and kind of what your thoughts were. And I get like you were kind of contesting position with Land too. So kind of talk about that battle and how the finish played out in your eyes.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful, honestly. I mean, I was very focused on fuel saving because I think I pitted a lap before Vegas and Len did, and we were just fuel saving more and more every lap. I mean, honestly, ever since I got out of pit road, I was being extra cautious, and I felt I fell way far back, and I was honestly just focused on making it to the line.
Mhm.
Um, then I heard Craigus was out. Commentary. Land actually caught up to me because I was going so slow. So, I mean, at that point, I was just like, why not? Let's just go try to win, and it ended up working.
Did you only pit once in the final stage? Like,
hmm
okay, so everybody else had to pit a second time towards the end, but you didn't have to pit a second time.
How did you save? That's my question.
I mean, I was like, I was not going full throttle like that any lap since I came out of pit road. Like I was just fuel saving every lap. I'm not sure if Craigus was doing any fuel saving, if I'm being honest. I don't know if Land was doing any fuel saving. He said he doesn't like to do fuel saving, so.
Well, I will say if Craigus was doing fuel saving, he was not doing it good enough.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Sorry, I'm actually finishing the burger, guys. Because later kind of embarrassed me, so now I'm finishing it.
CSB got fat shamed live on the money stop.
Yeah.
I'll ask Parker a question because I don't want him to feel left out. Parker, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but everybody's been saying that you're gonna win a race this season, and it hasn't happened yet. But I just wanted to know, like, what your mindset has been. Like, I don't know, like, where's your confidence level at heading into the chase? Like, do you still feel like you can go compete for a championship, or I don't know, like, where's your head at with everything right now?
I I don't know about a championship. A race win. Uh, I mean, I really kind of think I should have won at this point, but I don't, and there's nothing I can do about that. But every week, I'm practicing, turning laps, just always improving, trying to find more ways to improve, reaching out for help. Like, I feel like I'm doing really all that I can here to see if I can get a win. But I mean, I guess it just hasn't really worked out. I'm trying to keep confidence up, but I feel like there's just so much that's happening out of my control. I mean, even in the DC race, like I just kind of got I was like pinballing off the wall, and I ended up right in front of Laner, and then see, I mean, there was nothing he could do, and that basically ruined my whole third stage. I only pitted once actually because I was just in the back. I was going really slow because there was no point in trying to run everyone down. I was like 15 seconds back.
Yeah,
So
you
that's the
finished
only
ahead of
reason.
me.
Yeah, that's the only reason I got third because I did not pit. I almost clobbered you coming out of the pits. That scared me.
Yeah, I had a jump scare a few times. Like I had one with Lego where I was coming out of pit road and he was coming onto the front stretch. Dude, my heart literally dropped. I was like, "Oh my gosh, me and Lego almost just killed each other." But yeah, like I literally like it felt like I was watching a horror movie. Like my heart sincerely dropped. It was I don't know, that pit road and front stretch is like kind of sketchy because you don't really know until you're like out on the track if somebody else is coming. And coming out of the bridge section, your car also gets really tight and like there's really nothing you can do if a car's coming out of pit road. Like you're just gonna hit them. Um, so yeah, and also another thing about DC is there's like no runoff areas, so I don't know. There was if you got wrecked, you were just kind of screwed, unfortunately. But yeah, I didn't realize you didn't pit. So maybe if we would have had a caution in the final stage, or I don't know, I guess if me and you wouldn't have got together, you probably would have had a shot to win as well.
Yeah,
I
that's mostly what I'm disappointed about is that I feel like I've brought speed almost to every racetrack and we've been contending for the win and stuff just hasn't worked out. Whether it's my fault, because I mean, I have made mistakes this year that have cost me, but I mean, I feel like there's just also been a lot out of my control.
Yeah, well, most of the tracks coming up in the chase seem like they are more I don't know what the word is. They're more I don't even know what I'm trying to say. They're more like you know what you're
Normal.
going to get out of them. Yeah, they're like predictable. Like they're oval tracks. We don't got any like weird goofy tracks. Um but I mean, with this being a brand new car and these are all brand new tracks except for Vegas and the finale, I guess we really have no idea what to expect out of any of them. The only track we've ran before is going to be Milwaukee. So, I don't know. It could be chaotic.
Yeah, and kind of, I want to go back to something you said, Parker, because it caught my eye, like my ears perked up when you said it. You said a lot of things have been out of your control this season, and I think you are right. Um, is there anything that you're doing differently during these races to kind of like get things back into your control? Like preventative measures that you're taking, or like when you're logging laps in practice, like are there different methods that you're trying? Kind of like, because what is your kind of mindset when you're training and you're preparing for these races and stuff?
I usually just try to focus on myself, especially if I'm in practice. I'm just focusing on getting the best lap times, making sure I'm hitting my marks, hitting the apexes, all of that, and just doing what I can do to make sure that some stuff is in my control. And I'm not trying to make it sound like that I'm doing bad or anything because of luck, because that's not true at all. But I think it's just fair to say that some stuff hasn't worked out for me.
I guess a question for the both of you, and Parker, I guess you can answer first. Is there a race that you guys are looking forward to, particularly when the chase starts? Obviously, we were just practicing at Iowa before the episode started, but it's going to be Iowa, Milwaukee, Chicagoland, Gateway, Martinsville, and Vegas is the finale. Is there a particular track that I guess like piques your guys' interest when you look at these last few races that we have?
I think for me, there's really two on there. Obviously, Las Vegas. We were really close to winning that race. We were side by side, and we just lost that one. Um, and then Milwaukee. I mean, I'm thinking back to the preseason. I had honestly a winning car, and I was still getting used to pit road speed, and I sped on pit road, and I kind of threw that all away. So speed wise, I think coming back there for me, like being familiar with the track is really going to help. And then the one other one would probably be Chicagoland, just because I feel like mile and a halfs work really good. Like, or I'm really good at mile and a halfs with this car, and it's also hometown track for me, so I got to perform there.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. There you go. Benji, how about you?
I mean, as Parker said, Chicagoland is my home track as well, so obviously looking forward to that race. Hoping we
Well,
can
that
perform.
if you guys are 1 and 2, I would not want to be the third car. Well, maybe I'd want to be, maybe, but I would not want to be in the officiator's seat. That's for sure.
Other than that, though, I'd probably say Martinsville. In the old game, I really liked when we went to Martinstown this past season. I thought that was a really fun track. So, we were pretty good there. So I hope Martinsville can bring some good racing. And then also Vegas. I feel like that's a really good track for the finale. As they replaced Homestead because we already went there. But I'm excited for Vegas. It's like really even track for everyone. I feel like everyone can perform there and battle it out.
I got one more question. I got for both of you, and then Laner can ask any remaining questions you might have. This weekend coming up is the first time that these cars, I believe, have been on a super speedway. For the 500 earlier this season, we raced on the old game with the old cars. So, what are you guys expecting, I guess, just in terms of the performance of these cars? And I guess, what are you looking forward to most? We'll dive into it later, but just getting some feedback, I guess, from you guys. Just curious. I want to pick your brain a little bit. So,
Me personally, I'm really excited to have super speedway races on the new game. I did the D2 race, I think Saturday night, whenever it was, and I had a lot of fun. I mean, like with the old game, it was mainly just a big train on the bottom. Like it was pretty easy to stay in line, and you just kind of waited it out. In the new game, though, it's not like that. You like the top line can work if you get cars up there, and I mean the pushes are more intense. Like you actually have to kind of hang on to the car, and it's overall a lot more fun in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to it.
Parker, same question.
I just
or Benji.
Oh,
you
Benji,
said.
sorry.
I mean, I'm also looking forward to it. I mean, yeah, like Parker said in the old game, it was just kind of a train, and now, we can get some more battles. I mean, in the D2 race, we weren't all just kind of stuck to each other. Like there were some times where we got pushes, you would get sent out far, or maybe you fall back if you just lose a draft. Like it wasn't always like that. So I'm excited to see what it can bring.
Later, any other questions you want to ask?
No, I mean, I don't know. No, I can't really think of any.
All right. Well, as we do with all of our guests, you guys are free to stick around for the rest of the episode and chime in just as we move through different topics and stuff like that. We're going to talk about the points next. And it's been a couple weeks since we talked about the points, but this is an important week just as we kind of move into the last few weeks of the regular season. So you may have seen a little earlier, but I kind of gave a preview to what the points already looked like. So we'll just go line by line here for a minute and just give you a full rundown of kind of who's still in contention, air quotes, until because I can't really say who this final lineup is going to be until after Daytona when it's set. But Land is currently the points leader with 585 points and 3 wins. Craigus follows behind him and second with 512 points at 2 wins. Lego is third at 490, not too far behind Craigus with 3 wins. Laner has 444 points with 1 win in 4th place. Parker is 5th at 427. Benji is 6th at 412 points and currently has the last spot for the chase and has 1 win. Wendigo is the odd man out in 7th and the only one kind of in, I guess, contention still compared to everybody else who is out in red there. But I guess just like right off the bat, the main thing that I'm really looking at here is like Lego and Craigus, like that points gap has really closed tremendously. I think Land he has a big lead. So if Lego has a shot for him, he's got about 95 points he has to pick up in the next few races. So I don't know. He's gonna have to hustle. But I mean, just looking at the different statistics besides points and wins, I mean, if you look at Craigus, he has 6 top 5s, which is not really ideal. And for stage wins, he still has the most out of anybody. Stage points, he has the most out of anybody. So I mean, he has that to his credit. But points wise, he does not have the points lead. So you can kind of see here where it like differentiates. But that's what I was looking at. Laner, you still have the most top 10s and top 5s of anybody. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I've got a top 5 every single race.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I don't know how either, but
I mean, it ain't doing much for me in the points. So I don't do too well in the stages though, so that's probably what. Well, it also doesn't help that everyone above me has also got 2 and 3 wins, so that probably also hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Anything you're looking at, Laner?
I mean, really, the only thing I could see happening at Daytona, only the top 3 are going to get end of season points. So, in terms of 4th through 6th, it doesn't really matter too much. The only realistic thing I could see happening is Lego passing Kragos. I think that that's within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Land's already clinched the regular season title.
Yeah.
So it'll really just be between who gets second and third. I think I'm too far back to get into the top 3. So I think the top 3 are locked into place. It'll just be who gets second and who gets third.
Yeah. I mean, I know we have Benji here, and I know that you just bagged a win, your first win this last weekend, but it's going to be a pretty tall hill to get over, to get up to Land. It's over 100 points. So, I mean, anything's possible, but a lot would have to happen for it to go your way. Same thing, Parker. I mean, a lot would have to happen for it to go your guys' way for you at least to get up there. I don't know if you guys maybe were seeing anything in the points in particular, but you guys have all seen this already. It's been out for a few days, but just didn't know if anything caught your eye while looking at it tonight.
Points are going to reset after Daytona too, by the way. So the Benji and Parker will probably be about 20 or so points back.
Okay.
So it won't be too much.
Okay. I guess they're not seeing anything. We can move on, I guess, if there's nothing else with the points, to pump the gas or hit the brakes. Let me get these away. Alrighty. Time for pump the gas or hit the brakes. Just as a rundown, obviously, pump the gas, hit the brakes is a segment where we'll go through a couple of prompts and just say whether we hit the gas and we're doubling down on something, or we hit the brakes and we are not really confident in agreeing with something like that. So let's jump right in. Our first prompt here, Parker will win a race going forward from here. Laner, I will pass it off to you, I guess, to go first.
Oh man.
I'll put you on the spot.
It's tough. Man, Parker's sitting here too, and it makes me look bad.
Yeah. Should we have him leave the room? I don't know.
Yeah, make Parker deafen himself. I don't know. It's just tough because, in the chase, everybody's going to be bringing their best equipment. They're going to be bringing, everyone's going to be on their A game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not right now, but, just from it, you know this as well as CSP, because we've gone through this a lot. Whenever the playoffs hit, it triggers a different mode in these people's head. Especially for the people I think Parker and Benji haven't been around too long. I don't I know you guys have raced before, but I don't know if you guys have really been around long enough to really experience this. But whenever we hit the playoffs, it's a switch that's flipped in everybody's head, and it goes from 100% to 150%. So I don't know. It's tough for me to say that he's going to win a race when he hasn't won one in the regular season. But to Parker's point, he has been extremely close. If it wasn't for me making a stupid move at the Daytona road course, Parker would have won a race right now. So I don't know. It's tough for me to say that he can't win a race because I know he can. But just since he has not won one yet, I am going to pump the brakes. Just because, like I said, I think the playoffs are a different animal. If Parker goes out and wins a race in the chase, then that's amazing. And I'll be all right, Parker legitimately has a shot to win a championship. I would say the same thing with Benji too. Like, it's not anything about their abilities. It's just that they got to go prove to me that they can win in the playoffs before I pick them. Just because they're newer to the series. I would even say the same for Lego. Like, I know Lego's been in the playoffs before, but this is Lego's first time sincerely having championship level speed. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Lego
Yeah.
has never been in this position in his whole career. So that's going to be a new challenge for Lego as well. I know we're not on that topic, but I'm just saying, like, I still think Kragus and Land are the favorites at the moment, just because they've been there before. Land's won several titles. I would put myself in that conversation, but I don't really think I've had that speed so far. So Land and Kragus, they're veterans. They've been here. They've been to Final Fours before. Those would be the two that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I have to back up what you said there too, because when you get to the playoffs, it's a very different animal that you're dealing with. These guys that have cut you breaks and given you slack and have held back everything nice that they want to say, or held back bad things that they want to say about you. All of that goes out the window for the next 6 weeks. Like, your life is about to be hell. I like these playoffs, or the chase is so intense. Um, and obviously, like, we haven't seen the chase level yet, but like when the playoffs were around for the last multiple seasons, I mean, it was ruthless. Like, nobody was cutting anybody breaks. So
Oh.
I would expect that same level of racing going forward in these next few weeks. And like, the same thing applies to those that are no longer in contention in the chase. If, like, I hop into a race, or if Icy hops into a race, I know you guys are going to race me hard, and I'm going to return that. If I'm racing for position, I'm going to race you, um, as if I'm in the chase.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
It's
but
all right.
just what you just mentioned, like I kind of had that I don't remember who I was talking to, but we kind of had that same exact conversation where, like, non-chase drivers, and I would say it's the chase, in my opinion, starts at Daytona. Like, I know it doesn't start at Daytona, but like, you got to think about how much these playoff points at Daytona mean going into the chase. Like, in all things, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like, it practically starts at Daytona,
Yeah.
in my eyes, at least. Like, the intensity is going to start this weekend. Um, but for non-chase drivers, like, I know Aiden's planning on racing at Daytona. Like, in my opinion, like, people just aren't going to cut you breaks if you're not a chase driver, because if, let's say, you decide to race, or Aiden's racing and he's
Mhm.
leading on the last lap, and you got 5 chase drivers behind you, they are not going to race you nicely because they need those points so much more than you. And I'm not saying they're going to dump you or take you out, but like, they're not going to cut you any breaks.
Yeah.
Especially because they know that you don't have anything to lose. Like, if you end up on a wrecker, you're not in the chase. What's that going to hurt you? All
Yeah.
you're trying to do is add a win to your column. We're racing for playoff points. Like, it means a lot more to the guys that are in the chase right now. So,
Yeah.
I am glad that you brought that up, because I think that is something that is going to be important to watch in the chase. Is like, whenever non-chase drivers do decide to race, I think that they need to expect that intensity going into the race. Like, they're gonna get raced like crap. It's just true. Like,
Yeah.
it's how it's always been. It's not a new thing. Like, it's not like that's just gonna start
Right.
this season. It's been like that in the past.
Right.
So,
But like, me as a non-chase driver, I'm not going to move over on the last lap.
oh no,
If
yeah,
I get wrecked on the last lap, it is what it is. It is what
yeah.
it is. I mean, if somebody's trying to go for the win, I get taken out. I mean, whatever. Try again next week. I know we've had similar conversations about this later, but like, it's just one of those things where, what can you do about it once you're sitting in the infield on the final lap and everybody drives by you? What the hell are you gonna do? Like, you can't do anything. You can't change
Nope.
what just happened. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but like, it is what it
Yeah.
is. You just gotta keep pushing. Even if you're a chase driver and you get wrecked, you're gonna be pissed. I mean, like, it's going to piss you off because you're like 50 feet, 500 feet from the line, and you just get wrecked, and suddenly your race is over, and you're not the one in victory lane, and when you thought you were going to be, you're gonna be pissed, but there literally is nothing you can do. So I
Yeah.
mean, you kind of just have to keep the mentality that you can control your car and control your kind of destiny in the race, but you can't really predict what others are going to do. So
Well, I guess last season we didn't have the chase, but it's the closest thing we've had to the chase in
yeah,
ROCAR because we did have the 3 race final round that was based on points.
yeah,
Um, and the intensity was really crazy in that. It was insane. But I do think one thing that's good about these new cars is that it's not as easy to be aggressive in these cars compared to the old ones. Like you can't take somebody out as easy as you used to be able to. Um, so that's a good thing. It also gets more spread out. So while I do think it'll be intense, I also do think a lot of these races have the potential to get spread out. So
yeah,
it'll really just be about being smart with your car, being smart with your calls, your pit decisions, and just putting yourself in the best positions possible. Because I mean, we just looked at the points, but even with the reset, I don't think anybody's going to be out of it. I still think all 6 drivers will have a shot. Someone like me or Parker or Benji, who are a little bit further back, we're kind of put into more of a situation where we have to go perform right away. Like we can't afford to have 1 or 2 bad races, whereas Land or Kragus or Lego might be able to. But by all means, if me or Parker or Benji go on a run and win 3 out of the 6 chase races, we're going to be the champion. So anybody could win this championship. It doesn't really matter where you're coming from. So it's just going to be up to who executes the best at these 6 races.
yeah. I fully agree. Um, let's ask the drivers on the other side of this coffee table. Parker, Parker, you want to start?
Like going back to the original prompt, I feel like I have to hit the gas. I mean, I understand both of your concerns, but like we've just showed too much speed, and it's gonna have to go my way eventually at this point. Um, and yeah, I haven't really been in this position before, but I fully expect things to pick up. It's gonna get more intense, and I don't know, like you, I think CSP, you said no one's gonna cut you breaks anymore. Something they might have done in the regular season. I feel like I haven't been cut a break all year, so I feel like I'm kind of used to it, and especially being in the point situation I am, kind of starting in a small hole. I'm I'm not gonna be raced the way I was in the regular season. I felt like I was constantly getting used up, and I'm sick of it. So it's gonna change, and sorry, yeah, it's gonna change because it was not fun being wrecked. So yeah, we're gonna practice. We're gonna bring speed and see what we can do.
All right, Benji.
Um, yeah, for that prompt, I am going to also hit the gas. I mean, I agree with Parker. I think he's shown speed like almost every week, if not every week. He's gotten close to some wins, and I think he can do it at Daytona here, like this upcoming week. He did it last season, so I mean, why not go back to back? And then I want to talk more about what you said, Laner, earlier. Me and Parker have not like participated or experienced like a postseason yet. It's our first full-time season in Cup. But I mean, like, we're not really the new guys anymore. Like, we're also here competing for a title, like everyone else. So, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, for
Yeah, and I
sure.
don't say that in any way to like discredit you guys or
Oh
anything.
yeah,
I
I know.
just mean in the sense of like if you take away you and Parker from the equation, myself, Craigus, Land, and Lego, if you combine all of our playoff appearances, it's probably like over 50. Like, I mean, ROCAR's been around for 6 years, and I think me, Land, if you take, I don't think Lego's been to a Final Four whenever we did the old format, but me, Craigus, and Lego, or me, Craigus, and Land have probably been to a combined 15 or 20 Final Fours, something crazy like that. I'm just saying, like, the people that you guys are racing against have like been here, done that. I mean, me and Land have both won championships. Craigus has won a regular season title at some point, I think. I don't know. But it's not to discredit you guys. I'm just saying, like, you guys, you're getting thrown into the wolf pit. So, like,
Yeah.
either you guys are going to adjust to it and you're going to go out there and compete, or the lights are going to be too bright. And that's up for you guys to decide. I'm not going to make any predictions of what you guys are going to do. I'm just saying the lights are shining bright. What are you guys going to do? That's up for you guys to decide. And me
Yeah,
and
it's gonna
CSP will
be.
talk about it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, like, me and CSP would love to see you guys succeed, but that's what we talk about here. We don't know. You guys have never been in the position before, so
Yeah.
it's just a talking point. But yeah, the
Every
lights are bright.
listen though,
So
every one of us has experienced it for the first time. So
oh yeah,
you guys are just
definitely.
adding your name to the list. I will say it's going to be very different this season though, just because I honestly think people might take a different intensity approach, just with it being more of a points driven chase. Like, no matter what you do in these next 6 weeks, if you're like not in contention for it, there's no reason to be like overly aggressive, I feel like.
Oh no.
Unless you're intentionally trying to manipulate the race results, which we can tell, it's easy when you're trying to manipulate the results. But like, I honestly feel like if you're one of those guys where you don't have a shot at it, there's no point in being uh, competitive, or not competitive, but there's no point in being um, one of those guys that like is going to be purposefully aggressive, I guess, is the right word I guess I'm looking for. Um, like, yeah, try and be fast every week, but like, I just don't think it's worth it at that point to kind of go out there and cause trouble. Like, be fast, but like, and also run your own race, but like, don't cause trouble if you're out of it.
Yeah.
Like, as a
We're getting into
non,
so
as
many
a,
different
but
rabbit holes.
but like, as a non-chase guy, I'm not gonna go out there and wreck anybody intentionally just to
Yeah,
benefit
yeah.
another driver. I'm gonna run my own race. Oh my god, Lego's in the window. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna run my own race, but I'm not gonna go out and wreck Laner if he's in the lead or something like that for the benefit of me or for another driver at SSR, just because they need the points more. Like, I wouldn't do that, but I wouldn't expect any driver of the chase to do that either. So, I just feel like once you kind of know that you're out of it at that point, I feel like the intensity might die down for that driver particularly, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I want to get to what you are talking about, but first I wanted to comment on something that Benji said way earlier. He said when he was talking about Parker, he said that Parker would have a good shot to win Daytona, and I just wanted to say yes, I agree with that. But every other driver in the field thinks the same thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
meant to say I meant to say that whenever you said that, but I just wanted to get back to that. Just because Daytona's Daytona, but whatever. Anyways, getting back to okay, we got people in the window. Getting back to what CSP
You know what
said.
we should do?
Um,
You know what we should do? We should black out these windows, like, so
we
nobody,
really,
so
yeah,
nobody
Probably
can
just remove
see
the windows.
into the studio.
Over the windows? That's a terrible idea.
Like,
I don't
um,
want
at
Okay,
this
yeah, or
point,
yeah,
maybe
come
they
on.
should be just like one-sided where we can no, because then we would still see them.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I wanted to give everybody in here a hypothetical question. I would like for everybody to answer it just to see where we're at.
Are we
Let's
going off
say
script? Are we going off script or?
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like what you were talking about. I'm just interested to see like what people think.
Okay.
And it's kind of what you talked about. But like, let's say we only have two drivers still in the chase. Let's say Lego and Land are still in a points battle. We're at Martinsville, which is I think the race before the finale. Let's say Parker is. I don't know who to put. It doesn't matter who I put. Let's just doesn't matter. Land's leading the race. Parker's in second. He's out of the chase equation, and he gives Land a bump and run for the win. It's a clean bump and run, but he bumps him and runs him to get the win. When Land's still in the chase, but Parker's not. Do we think that's fair?
Laner, you cut
I
out
mean,
for me in the beginning. My Wi-Fi was acting up. Could you
sorry.
repeat?
Okay. So I'm saying Land is still in the chase. He's the leader.
Mhm.
Parker not in the chase in second place. Parker gives Land a bump and run. Totally clean. Nothing dirty about it. Parker wins the race. Do we think that's a fair move? Or do we think that that's being overly aggressive?
Who wants to answer first?
If somebody's got an answer, you guys can answer first.
I can go. Yeah. Assuming that it's anybody and not just me, I'd probably say
Yeah, it doesn't
clean.
have to be you. Like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. I was just trying
Yeah.
to like give names to make it more relevant.
Yeah, okay. I'd probably say clean. I mean, especially for me, it'd be my first win of the year. And it was a clean bump and run. If there's nothing dirty to it, I don't see why I still can't go out there and get a win. Assuming it doesn't affect like Land too much. If he like
Yeah, no,
stays
like
in
totally
second.
clean.
If he still finishes second, then I don't feel bad at all, especially for a win.
We have a new cameraman. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm about to kick these guys out of the studio.
Don't know how that happened, but I'll go ahead and say I think it's an okay move. I mean, like, if you're out of contention for the chase, it's not just like you're gonna go let everyone else win just because you're not in anymore. I mean, you're still a driver. You're still a competitor. You know.
I agree. I think it's clean. I just wanted to see if everybody was on the same page with that. Because
Yeah,
like,
think
I
it's
don't want to
clean
get
as
to a
well.
point in the season where a non-chase driver makes small contact with a chase driver, and everybody's losing their mind over it, saying that it's a
Yeah, I
dirty
don't think
move.
that should
Like,
happen.
because like I can sincerely picture this in my head happening. Like that exact thing that I just laid out. I can see that happening, and I can see people losing their minds over it.
I think it's totally fine, personally. I mean, like, it sucks to whoever that chase guy would be, because obviously they're competing for that title and they need that win. But I mean, like, they're out on the track with like 7 of the drivers, and you got to compete with all 7 of them. It's not
Yeah.
just whoever's in the chase.
Yeah, like I think it's been a problem in seasons past, and I don't want that to continue to be a thing where like playoff drivers feel entitled to things. I'm not
Yeah,
naming
I don't
anybody
think. Sorry to
specific,
cut you
but
off.
like, no, you're good. Like I just I don't want people to like feel entitled. Like just because you're a chase driver and the guy behind you isn't a chase driver, we kind of talked about this earlier, but that doesn't mean that he's just going to lay over and let you win. But it also, like CSP said, you don't want them driving like idiots. Like you don't want them going in there and Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, Richmond. Like we don't want that. But like a clean bump and run, like I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
was going to
also the
say
nature. That's also the nature of what you get when
oops.
you have a system like this too. So I wonder with the chase if anything's going to change, because that was with the win and you're in system, that chaos and that craziness. So maybe something will change.
Well, I mean, like for me personally, like if I'm running second, if I'm out of the chase, unless it's like a teammate that doesn't like that is still in the contention,
Yeah.
running in first, I'm gonna go for the win. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you're still racing for a lot out there. You might not be racing for a championship, but you're still racing for all-time stats. You're still racing for a trophy. I mean, we still want to go win. Like we're still race car drivers. You don't want to just lay over and let the guy ahead of you win. That's just really like not in our DNA.
Yeah. Sorry, Benji, I cut you off.
No, you're good. It was just kind of what Laner was talking about. Like, I don't think a chase driver should just expect like other people to move out of the way. You know, like if you're a
Yeah.
chase driver, you gotta expect everyone else to race you hard. Like,
Got to go earn
it's
it.
not just like you're like superior. I mean, everyone like yeah, just like you said, everyone's out there competing for a win.
Yep.
But also, don't, if you're a non-chase driver and you're like air blocking a chase driver, or you're like doing something like that, don't be surprised if you get dumped.
Yeah,
You
no, I
know,
agree with that.
so I mean, there's two sides to that as well. So, but yeah, I just thought, I just wanted to see what everyone thought about that. Just something that came up to mind.
All right. Should we move on to the next prompt?
Yes.
That was a
Because we
pretty
still
long
have.
topic.
Yeah, that was that all one prompt?
Yes, we still have
That's
3
long.
more.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about if Parker is gonna win or not.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we
That
still
was
have
a
3
fun little
more.
chat though. That was good.
We're having fun.
All right. Well, the next prompt here is that Benji wins another race this season. Are we pumping the gas or hitting the brakes? Benji, just for obvious reasons, we won't have you go first. But Parker, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. I'll probably, I'll pump the gas. Like I got confidence in Benji because honestly, like going back to the beginning of the season, like if his controller issues weren't like screwed up and all that, I feel like he honestly could be around like Laner or like Lego in points. Because like, I mean, he's shown like real speed like these last I don't know, whatever 3 or 4 races, like ever since Homestead. Really, like it's kind of just been a crazy run, and well, I guess we'll never know where he could be. But yeah, I see Benji going out there and winning another race.
All right. I can go next. I'm going to hit the gas as well. I also see him winning another race. Just because I feel like, yeah, like Parker kind of alluded to, with the problems that he's had this season, I think he's persisted very well. He's persevered and overcome a lot of those issues as well. Um, and I think there's plenty of opportunities for him to win a race still. So I think that his second win will indeed come at some point, maybe in the chase. I can't really say like for Daytona, just because when you get to these super speedways, it's anybody's race, but it could especially be anybody's race this weekend, just because of the kind of unknown that we're heading into with the cars. But yeah, that's what I got. Laner, any thoughts?
I don't know. It's a tough one, just like with Parker. I would like to say hit the gas, but I'm gonna say pump the brakes just because of the unknown. Just like I really do not know what to expect in the chase.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the intensity is just gonna be so crazy, and I would not be surprised if like Land, Kragus, and Lego just split all 6 of those races. Um, Also, I know Benji did dominate Homestead, and you didn't finish that one out, but I was gonna say that you haven't won on an oval yet. So all of the tracks in the chase are ovals and short ovals. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna pump the brakes.
Okay.
Except for Daytona. Like I'm mostly talking about the 6 chase tracks. Anybody could win Daytona. Same thing with Parker. Like I'm not predicting any. I don't even know who I'm gonna pick at Daytona. Like literally just throw a name into a hat and pick them, and they could win Daytona.
Okay. Benji, I know the question's kind of about you, but
Can I like put it in park? Do I have to hit the gas or the brake?
I guess you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with what Laner said. I don't like Daytona. It's a wild card, and then those 4 guys above me, Parker, they're gonna be out of their minds in the chase. I don't really know what to expect. So we're gonna figure it out. I mean, I think I've shown some speed these past few weeks, and I know Parker has too. So I think me and him both have a shot to win. But I mean, yeah, you really just, I just don't know. I don't. We're gonna see how it plans out during the chase. Hopefully, build up some more confidence.
All right. All right. Third prompt. We got one more after this. A driver other than Land, Craigus, or Lego wins the title. I can start since I haven't started one yet. I'm gonna hit the brakes, or I pump the brakes. Um, I think the points will play a big role. I know that there's a point reset, but like once we flip those points, those that are behind are still going to have to make up that gap. Um, and Land, Craigus, and Lego have, I guess, the closest gap to each other. Like, I don't really know. Like, between Land and Craigus, there's still a big gap, but like between the three of them, compared to the rest of the chase drivers, um, I feel like there's a better shot for them to win the title, um, other than the other three. I mean, I could be wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong, and maybe something miraculous happens or we see something that we've never seen before happen. But I obviously think that, like, these 3 drivers have been very, very consistent all season long. Um, and they've worked to get where they're at in the points very hard. Um, and once those points roll over, I mean, I think they'll have the best shot still. So um, that's my 2 cents on it. But Laner, I guess if you want to go next, maybe.
This sounds like an easy prompt, but
I
I'm
mean,
gonna hit the gas.
you know what I just realized? I'm sitting in the room with the 3 drivers outside of the.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too. But I don't really have any statistics to back up why I'm hitting the gas. But I just think the chase is going to be crazy, and I think it's going to be unpredictable. Also, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people have been counting me out this season, but historically in my career, I've always turned things on when the playoffs come around. I've never really been that great in the regular season, so I still feel like I have a good shot. And I mean, Benji just won last week. I know I just hit the brakes on the last one, but it still would not shock me at all if Benji or Parker go on a run as well. So it kind of feels like those big three. What was it? The big three in me season with what was it? Harvick, Truex, and Kyle Busch, and then Logano won the championship.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yes, they have been the most dominant drivers, but everybody's going to be at square one whenever we go to Iowa. So I don't know. I think it's just a feeling to me. Like they've just been so dominant that I don't think they're going to win it. That's literally all I have. It's just like a superstition.
Okay. Parker, Benji, anybody want to go first?
Parker,
I can go. I'm going to pump the brakes. I just feel like the top 3 they're just too consistent. Like, I mean, I think they have like 7 or 8 wins total, and winning is going to be a really big part of the chase. And me, Laner, and Benji only have 2 combined. I they're just so consistent. Like, I feel like they're always running up front. They don't have many weaknesses, and I think they're gonna turn it on when it really counts.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said at the end. Like none of them have really had like a bad day at a track this season.
Well, that's not true.
Is it not true?
No, buddy. Craigus should have like 6 wins right now.
Yeah, or like Craigus.
I think he's probably talking about bigger picture. But
Okay,
I mean,
I was about to say Craigus has
Yeah,
had
like
a
I
lot of
mean,
bad
they've
days at the
been
track.
very
I think you meant
consistent across
like
all.
Yeah.
they just show speed. Maybe don't get the result, but
like
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with
Yeah,
that. But I
yeah.
was gonna say like
Yes,
they've had
that was
bad
kind of
races.
what I was trying to say.
I
They've
understand.
shown speed at every track. I'm going to pump the brakes. Yeah, I just think them three they've been really consistent, and they're gonna have a really big points gap heading into the chase with all those playoff points, and it might be hard for us three to make that up. But you never know. I mean, like Laner, you've been consistent too. You got in the top 5 every race, so I mean, you really never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I do I don't want to get into another rabbit hole, but I do just want to point out, like, I think that there is some like misconception with the playoff points. I mean, going into the chase, like me, Parker, and Benji are only going to be around 20 something points behind. And while that does seem like a lot, you can make that up in one race. That's kind of
Right,
why I
but
was
then
saying
you have to
earlier,
play
like,
devil's advocate. Like, what if they have a terrible race? You know,
yeah, exactly.
then
Like,
you're even farther behind.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it could go both ways, but it's not like an insurmountable lead. Like it's not like you're 50 or 60. I mean, if you win a race, you're already right back into it. So that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, it's still going to come down to who performs. Like, if me or Parker or Benji go out and win a few races in the chase, like we could still win it. It's not insurmountable. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I think that there's like some misconception where people think that the the top three are just on a mountaintop and they can't be reached, but that's not really the case at all. Like, I think even after the first race of the chase that one of those top three will get passed by one of the bottom three. That's a hot take, maybe, but I think one of those top three are going to have a bad race at Iowa, and I think me or Parker or Benji are going to pass them. Like, I really think the points are going to be constantly shaken up in the chase. Like, I don't think it's just going to be those top three are just up there the whole time. Like, it's going to be up and down. Like, anybody's going to have a shot. So, I would not feel discouraged to be that far behind. I would just have it in the back of your mind that you need to go execute, and you can't have any mistakes.
Yeah. I got no
Let me get
follow
off
up
my
to that.
soapbox.
I got no follow up after that. I think you cleared the floor, Laner. I think you cleared the
Yeah,
floor.
let me get off my soapbox. I just wanted it to be known because like I just feel like everyone's been talking about that all season. Like, oh, like the playoff points, playoff points. It's like 20 points in this format is not a lot. It's really not. That's like 2 stages and a race win. That's it. Because you get 10 points over second place just for winning a race. So don't take much. You can lose those points in a hurry.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on to the final prompt here. Lego is a title contender for this season. Obviously, coming off of a win at Nashville, and has kind of been on a hot streak the last several weeks. So, what do we make of Lego being a legitimate title contender up to this point in the season? Um, Benji, maybe if you want to start, not to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the gas. I mean, from what I've seen, he's improved a lot from these past seasons. Um, I mean, yeah, he's coming off a win, like you just said. He's got 2 more before that. I mean, he's really not that far behind Craigus in points right now. I mean, he could probably make that up. I know that really doesn't matter anymore because it's all gonna get reset, but he's shown lots of consistency, and he's been running up front a lot these past few weeks. Been able to get those wins when it matters the most. So yeah, I think he's gonna be able to compete for the title.
Parker?
I am also gonna hit the gas. I feel like Lego has never like really been in this position like a championship contender. I just think he's gonna take full advantage of that. Like, and being a teammate to him, like I know he's practicing and constantly trying to improve and work. And I see that paying off. I mean, he's he's been really consistent as of late. He has 3 wins, tied for the most, and he's starting to climb up there with Craigus and Len. So I see him being a threat.
Okay. Laner?
I'm gonna hit the gas, but I do have concerns. Like I said earlier in the episode, and I think Parker didn't really have a concern, but he kind of mentioned it. It Lego's never been in this position before in his career, like actually being a legit championship contender. Um, and I'm not saying I don't think he'll handle it well or I don't think the speed will carry over, but it's just an unknown to me. Like I don't know because he's just never been in that position. It's kind of the same thing why I didn't pick Parker or Benji to win a race, just because they're new to the playoffs. So um, it it'll be very interesting to me to just see how he handles the pressure because in previous seasons, Lego's been able to kind of play the underdog role. Like he's made the playoffs, but it's like, oh, like nobody's really expecting me to do much. So like anything I do is good. Whereas this season, it's like people are legitimately expecting me to go win a title or not win necessarily, but like they're expecting me to compete for the title. So I don't know how he's going to handle that. He has the speed to do it, but I think at this point, it's all just going to be mental. Like, can he mentally handle that, like what I just said? Or are the lights going to be too bright? Kind of like what I said with Parker and Benji earlier. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to hit the gas. I think Lego is a serious title contender. It'll just be up to him to execute it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of second that. I will hit the gas. Do have some concerns too. Um, Mainly being that he could be on a hot streak right now, and that could end after Daytona. Um, he could fall like a rock after that, and
Yeah.
these next 6 weeks could be hell. You know, because sometimes that's just how it goes. I mean, like you look at Craigus for example, and he came out of the gates run with the ground running, and he was very fast, very consistent those first couple weeks, and then now it's kind of been like hit or miss, and I'm just worried that like Lego's performance may not stick. Like I don't know if this is a hot streak that's going to burn out or if it's going to um like if he's gonna run out of gas in these next few weeks, which is like the worst time to run out of gas. This is the time of the season where the gas needs to be like on overdrive and you need to have turbo on the entire time.
Yeah.
Um, that's something that I'm mainly concerned about. Um, so I'd be tapping into kind of what the team is doing to kind of mitigate all of that just to make sure that their hot streak continues. It is great to have this consistency at this time of the season, but like I said, it could be over in a blink of an eye. Um, you could make one mistake on pit road on a pit stop, or you know, on a pit sequence or something like that. It could ruin your race. It could ruin your momentum going forward into the next race, and then it just barrel rolls down the hill from there. So I honestly just really think that Lego's team needs to just keep up with the consistency and minimize the mistakes, and they will remain a legitimate title contender come Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. I do think it's interesting how you said that because we have had a lot of like momentum swings with teams.
Yes.
Craig has started out really hot, and Land kind of started out a little bit slow. Then he got really hot, and he stayed hot.
Yeah.
I think maybe Land just I don't know. Land's always been this way.
But Lance,
I think
Even Lance had a different season too, though. Like Land hasn't
yeah,
had a season where he's gone out, he's dominated these races, and he's won the race on top of it. Like I don't know if we're keeping track necessarily of like the laps led, but like I can't recall a race this season, or like at least in the last few weeks, where he's like dominated the race.
No, I don't think he's dominated any race, honestly.
Yeah,
But I mean, that
and
just kind
like
of shows you, like, he's a what 3, 4 time champion. I mean,
right,
he,
but
he
he but Laner, he has 3 wins. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
like
like
he
it.
his typical form is like dominating these races and winning them, and like his style, I guess, of winning these races has been in all different scenarios this season. I mean, it's just like for him, he's had a very different season too. So like these guys that we have been seeing up front winning these races, or just that we expect to be fast, they're either winning these races in different ways, or it's just like you said, their momentum swings are just very different this
Well,
season.
I literally do not think the fastest car has won a race this season. I mean, someone can point me out if I'm wrong, but like it literally feels like a driver will go out there and dominate and then they won't win. Craigus has dominated several races this season and has not won them. Um, Land's dominated a few races this season. Benji dominated at Homestead and he didn't win. Like, we have drivers who go out there and kick ass all day and they don't win. Um, that's why it seems like all these wins are kind of fluky in a way, because the driver that ends up winning isn't the best driver of the day. Um,
we have our
so, and
fact
that's
checkers
also
we have our fact
that's
checkers in the chat. um I did not see either of those races, but they're saying Homestead and Texas. So um and Lego
I
said
have
Auto Club, but
Homestead. Benji dominated Homestead, and he did not win. Land might have been dominant at Homestead, but he did not lead the most amount of laps. Okay, so they're saying, I think they're trying to say what I'm saying is right. I have no idea.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Okay,
continue. Just wanted to point
yeah,
that
I
out.
haven't. Yeah, I don't know. But that's also kind of why it makes the chase even more unpredictable, because it's like, talk about Craigus, Land, and Lego being the best drivers this season, but do you know what, like, have they been the best drivers, or have they just gotten the most wins? But I will say Craigus has probably been the fastest driver. If we want to talk about pure speed, Craigus is fast everywhere we go. Um, he just doesn't win the races because most of the time bad pit decisions. Um, Land's fast about everywhere too. I'll say that. I think Land, Lego, and Craigus are fast everywhere, but I don't know that the races they've won are like the races that they dominate. So that's another thing that just makes the chase so unpredictable, because it's like anybody can win these races. And to your point about gaining momentum at the right time, I think that's why I would say Benji is seriously dangerous in the chase. And I know I hit the brakes on him winning a race, but he is gaining momentum more than anybody else right now at the perfect time. So he's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely something to look forward to. Um, all right. Well, let's move on for the sake of time. We are at an hour and a half with this episode, so
That is crazy.
Wow.
kind of like we said in the beginning, we weren't really sure how long tonight was going to be, but I think we've had a lot of good conversations. So, um, let's talk about this weekend. Um, so let's talk about Daytona a little bit. The I guess, do you want to talk about what to expect? I guess we could talk about the D2 race first. Um, so the D2 race was actually this past weekend when the Cup Series was in DC. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about how the D2 race was, I guess, in your eyes? I know Parker and um, couple. I guess Laner. I don't know if you were there, but I'm just looking at who was
Yeah,
checked,
I
and at least
was.
from who was here, from who's here, I only see Parker. I don't know if Benji was there.
All
But
three of us raced
Yeah.
okay,
in the D2 race.
okay. How was it in your guys' opinion?
I thought it was fun. I liked it a lot more than the old cars, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, also agree. Like it wasn't just like a train on the bottom, which is what at least last season's Daytona race felt like. Like we were actually making moves on the outside line. Would at least function. Like I mean, it would be there.
I also think it took a little bit more skill, um, in my opinion, at least. Like I think a little bit
See
more of it
that?
was in the driver's hands. So like I don't know. I didn't really feel like there was not really that many wrecks at all. I mean, I think there was only like 3 or 4, maybe 5 in the whole race.
That's good.
Um, so yeah, it was really enjoyable. I thought that um, it was a lot more in the driver's hands than it typically is in the old game.
That's actually really good because considering how Daytona usually is, where there's a wreck like every other lap, it's actually really good.
Oh yeah, it definitely was not like that.
Um, well, what do you guys expect for the regular season finale this weekend? I mean, it's going to be pretty intense, I think. D2 is definitely toned down just because uh, it started later, I think, and it's just on a different kind of schedule and kind of wavelength than Cup is. Um, but the Cup guys, that have been racing since we dropped the green flag at Talladega, um, I feel like it's going to be very intense. So, what do you guys make? Maybe we'll see more wrecks, more moves for the lead. What do you guys think?
Um, I think I don't know. We do have 2 non-chase drivers checked with Aiden and Jax. I had no idea if Jax was going to show up. I know Aiden will be there. Um, most of the Cup guys were at the D2 race, so um, I know you can't really take anything away from that. I think people will probably play it safe until the end of the stages, because I really think for the most part, like the people that are racing, know how to like pace themselves, and I don't know. Like it's harder to cause wrecks in this car too. Like I don't see people being overly aggressive on lap 15 when the stage doesn't even end until lap 20. Maybe that's a bad example. Maybe like lap 5. Like why are we racing hard on lap 5? The stage doesn't end until lap 20. So, I don't know. I think it'll be calm until it's not. Like I would look at the end of the stages and the end of the race as being chaotic. Like I still think we'll get a good amount of wrecks, but I don't think it'll be nearly as much as the old game.
Any other thoughts, guys?
I don't know. Like I agree with Laner. Like I think people are gonna be more patient, I guess you could say, and then until obviously like the end of the stage. But like the D2 race, there was only 6 cars. 5 of them were chase drivers minus Lego. So I'm probably gonna get 7 or 8 in the Cup race, and honestly, I feel like that could make a huge difference. The whole like bottom line is going to be going a lot faster. And yeah, we'll have all the chase drivers, and then plus the non-2 chase drivers. So it'll be a lot. I think we'll probably get some more wrecks, but I think we'll overall get some great racing this week.
I think a part of it that's going to play a heavy part into this weekend is seeing if the teams decide to play, uh, I guess, like team lines, like with pitting with each other and kind of racing with each other. Um, I don't know if we've really seen that before in like full swing. But given that we've had like full pit sequences this year at many races and many green flag runs, I would not be surprised if we see something like that this weekend. It would not surprise me at all, but I would actually be very interested to see if that happens because it could break up things a lot, and it could make things very interesting if teams decide to pit with each other and it becomes more of a spread out race. Like there's different groups around the racetrack. It would be very nice to see that, but not a lot of cars, obviously. So it wouldn't be too exciting, but I think it would still be cool to see something like that if that were ever to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, at the moment, Jax and Aiden are both checked, which would give us 3 Chevys and 4 Fords.
Hmm.
But goodness, Craigus is going to need to find some drafting partners because although
Yeah.
the top isn't like completely usable, I I mean, Ford would have to completely collapse to not win the race. That I don't even really think that's a hot take. Like, with just what we saw from the D2 race, like if all the Fords get lined up on the last lap and push on the outside, like they're gonna win. It's it's pretty simple. I mean, sure, like Benji or Aiden or Craigus could try to block that run, but like I think when you have strength in numbers like that, depending if there's still 4 Fords running at the end of the race, but the top is definitely more usable than it ever was in the old car. So I mean, land. There were 3 cars at the finish of the D2 race. I think was it Aldo? Was he? Who's in the 9?
Yeah, that was
That
him.
would be
He was up
Aldi.
there.
It's Aldi. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, it was Aldi, Land, and Craigus. And Aldi gives Land a huge shove coming out of turn 4, and he damn near cleared Craigus coming to the tri-oval. I think, and that was just 3 cars. So like, think about if there's more cars. So yeah, I mean, I think Craigus is definitely going to have to hope that he can get a drafting partner this weekend. But and for Chevy, I mean, they're going to need to hope that Jackson Aiden do show up. Just my opinion, though, just with the way the draft works, I think whenever you have 4 cars, it's going to put you at a massive advantage.
I want to say something. We saw like a pretty big wreck coming to the white in the D2 race, so like not everyone was even in that pack coming to the line.
Yeah,
Like if
that's
we're
why
gonna
I'm
have 7
saying,
or 8 drivers, like we can get like a full line on the top, possibly even
yeah.
3 wide to
Well,
the line.
that's why I'm saying like that
Mhm.
run that Land got just from like it was literally only 3 cars and Land almost cleared Craigus just with a push from a single car. So like if you think about having several cars and 4 cars decide to take the outside and they're all pushing, like they're gonna clear easily. I mean, if 1 car can do that, 4 cars are gonna easily do it. They'll blow by you easy. And
Yeah, it's
that
gonna
was
get
only
wild.
out of turn 4. I mean, that wasn't like Aldi and Land weren't pushing all the way through 3 and 4. He literally just gave him a shot coming out of turn 4, and he almost cleared him through the tri-ovals. So the pushes are very different, and I think manufacturers are actually going to play like a big part in this race, a lot more than they did in the past.
Yeah, and just taking a look here at the breakdown for this weekend. It's going to be 70 laps. The stages are 20, 20, and 30. The practice session kicks off at 7:30. Qualifying is at 7:45. The race is at 8 o'clock. Um, is there a drivers' meeting for this weekend?
No, since it's Daytona, we don't really have much to talk about.
Gotcha. All right. Well, there's your breakdown in terms of the laps and the times. I don't know what the lap time is for one lap around this track. I don't know if you guys were running laps, but
I think it's in the 40-second range. Do you guys know? I think
I
it's
don't
around
remember.
40
I think
something seconds.
the pole for the D2 race was 48 seconds, like on the
Oh yeah,
dot.
probably
So
in
it's
that
probably
48 to
around
49 range.
44, 45 seconds in draft. Land says
okay.
Yeah,
46, or
sounds about
Lego
right.
said 46 seconds in draft.
Okay. Um, well, that'll be interesting to see then. That's
Could be
quite
a
a
long race.
yeah. Um, I don't know if there was anything else that I had at least to talk about with Daytona. Um, Other than I'm looking forward to the weekend. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing how people can spice it up this weekend. The last race of the regular season before the chase starts. It's going to be pretty exciting. Um, I don't know. Anybody else want to mention anything about Daytona before we move on?
do we
I
want
don't
to
think
do
so.
like? Oh, my bad. Do we want to do like race picks? I mean, I know it's Daytona.
Yeah,
But
we're gonna move to that app. We're gonna do our rate the race and then race winner picks.
alrighty.
Yeah. So just have that in mind when we get to it. That's all.
Okay.
I think we covered everything for Daytona. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Pretty
your
much.
car's still in the pack at the end of the race, you're gonna have a shot to win.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah, and if it's not, you had a good shot.
Well, you might still have a shot to win if the people ahead of you wreck.
Yeah, you had a good shot
If
though,
your
for the most part.
if your car is on the ground on the last lap, you got a shot to win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's rate the race for these last two races, for Nashville and for DC. In terms of just, I guess, Nashville for myself, I didn't see much of it, so I can't really comment that much. But from what I saw and from what I gathered from you, Laner, it sounded like it was a great race. From the portion that I saw, it looked like great racing. So I will give it a 75. I saw about 15 laps of it, but it looked like it was pretty fun. The racing was pretty fun. Nashville, I feel like, is one of those unique tracks where um, you can kind of not have to worry about wrecking that much. I feel like in the old cars, it was a lot of fun as well, and it always Nashville was always a great place for great finishes. So was really a fun race. It sounds like follows up with these new cars pretty well. For DC, I'm going to give it a 65. Um, I didn't really enjoy the racing. Well, I'll bump it up to a 70. I feel like I didn't really enjoy the racing per se. The finish was good, which is why I bumped it up a little bit, but um, the finish easily it could have went way differently. So I feel like for me, just from a spectator standpoint, I'll have to go with a 70%. But those are my two for my rate the race. I guess we can go down the line here. So later, if you want to go next.
I'll give Nashville a 75 as well. I thought the racing was really good. All lines of the track were usable, so it was a really good race. I would say probably one of the better intermediate track races that we've had. Uh, I'll give DC like a 68. I don't quite want to go to 70 just because I don't think the racing was that good. Um, but I mean, it's a street race, so like for street racing standards, I don't think it was bad. Like you don't really expect a street race to be great. So, and the finish was good. So, I'll give it like a 68.
Parker?
For Nashville, I'm gonna agree with you both and go with the 75. For my perspective, at least, I had a lot of fun. We dominated kind of early, and then I know Laner pointed this out earlier. We couldn't. I couldn't really adjust to the top of the track, and that's what really hurt me. Um, and then I mean, on that final sequence of pit stops, our car kind of came to life, and we drove up to second, which was kind of cool. But I mean, overall, I just thought the racing was really solid, and I usually always like mile and a half tracks. And then for DC, I'll probably honestly I'll give it a 70. Like, I mean, coming into the week, I saw street course and I started to panic, but I mean, running laps was honestly fun, especially when you got the hang of it. And I think the finish bumps it up, and the fuel saving, and there was like strategy. So me personally, I'd give it a 70.
Okay. Moving down the line here.
Um, let's see, Nashville. I'd give Nashville like around like a 82, I'd say. I mean, I really liked the track. It produced some really good battles, but that final stage just got really boring. Like there wasn't really a battle for the win. Like there was really only two cars. There wasn't like a big pack. We were all just spread out. got pretty boring when things got spread out. So around that 80 to 82 range for me. And then DC, I mean, for the street course, I didn't think it was bad at all. I'll give it like a 72, 73. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible for a street course. I mean, I know I won. I'm not like trying to put that into my rating, but for a street course, there's some good racing. And then once again, it's kind of the same as Nashville. That third stage was very boring. Got pretty boring when things got spread out, but I didn't think it was that bad.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for chiming in. Let's do race winner picks now. Why don't we start opposite this time? Benji, if you want to go first.
Let me see who's checked. I mean, it's Daytona. It's just a wild card. I don't know. We'll go with you, Laner. Won the 500. I don't even know. Just a random pick. Ford's pretty good at super speedways. He had the most cars, so yeah, we'll go with Laner.
All right.
Me personally, I feel like this is gonna be the boring pick, but I will go with Land, just because again, I feel like Ford will have strength in numbers, and I don't know, this just kind of feels like a land week to me. He almost won the D2 race. He was pretty fast all day. He was a great pusher. We worked together for a lot of the D2 race, and I think he's gonna pull it out.
Okay, I have someone I want to pick, but they're not a Ford, and I sincerely think a Ford is gonna win. So I'm conflicted. Um, this is gonna sound so contradicting because I said Parker wasn't gonna win another race, but I'm gonna pick Parker just because he won Daytona last year, um, and he does really good at the super speedways. Um, so I think Parker is gonna get it done.
I'm really mad at you because you took my pick.
I'm so sorry. You
No,
can
No
pick him
way.
too.
You are not sorry.
Laner, you might want to go back
Feel,
to that gas
feel,
pedal.
feel free to pick me. I don't mind.
Well, yes, I'm going to pick you.
CSP doesn't have as good as luck with his picks.
Well, that's not actually very true.
Let's get the
Fuck me,
stats up.
CSP.
Get the stats up.
Laner, you don't have a good track record either, so let's just keep that straight. Yeah, you don't have a good track record either. On the week that we had the double header, I got one right and you got one right, so we both got one wrong.
I'm pretty sure you each picked me for one of the doubleheader races, and I lost both, and then you each won the other week. So my
Oh
bad.
wow.
Well, I'm gonna pick you, Parker, just because I think this weekend's gonna be a wild card, and with it being a rather smaller field, because the 500 was a big field. With it being a rather smaller field, I think it only increases your odds to win, as well as everybody else's, but it increases your odds and your chances of winning the race. So, I honestly think that you do really well in performing under pressure as well. So, I think when the cars are bumper to bumper, I think you will come out on the last lap as the winner. And I hope I'm right. I really hope I'm right.
If only someone would pick me.
I like those picks.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's super speedway. Anyone can get it done.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up from us. 2-hour episode, guys. We made it to 2 hours. That actually might be a record, I think, for us. I don't think we've ever gone that far before with an
Good
episode.
episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, really good episode. Thank you guys for hopping on. I really, really appreciate you. You guys are welcome back, obviously, at any time too. Anytime you guys want to come on,
Yeah, this was
either as a
fun.
duo or individually, whatever you guys prefer. Just as a reminder of this weekend's events, the D2 race kicks off on Saturday at Iowa. There's 100 laps there. 30, 30, 40 are the stages. Pre-race meeting kicks off at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. Practice at 7:30. Qualifying at 7:45. Race at 8 o'clock. And then the Cup race kicks off on Friday. So just be aware that the Cup race is before the D2 race on Friday. 70 laps. 20, 20, 30 are the stages. Practice kicks off at 7:30, qualifying to follow at 7:45, and the race at 8 o'clock. The regular season finale wraps up this weekend. Who's going to win the trophy? It'll be interesting to see, interesting to watch. Thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode of the Money Stop. From Laner and I and our special esteemed guest that joined us tonight. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week for another episode. Good night,
See you
everybody.
guys.